So today we're gonna start with long time never do live, so a bit ganjil. Thank you for attending. Thank you for joining. Haven't done live for a very long time, and yeah. So basically the topic for today is why is 2024 so intense, and why am I doing this? Also because I think 2024 is a year that we've been through a lot, or a lot of people has also been voicing to me, or like, when people start sharing with me about, okay, why this year is it so intense, why is it so crazy, da da da. So hence that's why I decided to do this IG live. And also if let's say you cannot catch up with the entire live, which I think I'll probably just do it for maybe about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, I will also try to save it, and then we'll put it onto other social media platforms. Okay, so first thing is that for those who have known me for quite some time, I'm back or welcome back. But for those who are new to this space, or who are new, or you just joined in just recently, whether welcome, and just do a very quick introduction. So my name is Risa, and I'm a spiritual practitioner or a spiritual teacher. So what do I do is actually I help people, or I support people in terms of breaking free from their own limiting beliefs. So what do I believe is that our inner strength, that every one of us has our inner strength, and our inner strength actually support us to create our external reality. So one thing that I also learned throughout my years in terms of living as a human being is that we are being trained so well in terms of handling pressure, or overcoming obstacles, pressure after pressure, being efficient, you must do well in grades, or blah blah blah, that kind of thing. So that actually lead us to a very high we are very good in terms of managing stress, or we are very good in terms of managing anxiety. But that managing for a lot of us is we are actually suppressing our anxiety, we are actually suppressing our stress, we are suppressing a lot of our emotions, and we are darn good at it. So my work is actually I support people to understand their body and understand where this stress is coming from, and then we will use whether it's healing, or like certain simple method, or even understanding yourself to break free from this limiting belief. Okay, yeah. And for those who know me for a very long time, I'll do animal communication. For now, am I still doing it? Yes, I do, but much lesser, because now I'm focusing more in terms of teaching animal communication. And I also do teach different kind of courses and workshops that to help support people to understand themselves better, whether it's understanding your own emotions, or your how do you go from good to great, how do you overcome a certain obstacles, or upper limits, lower limits, and even maybe finding out your life purpose. So that is the things that I do. So okay, so back to that topic of why is 2024 so intense, or why, like, if let's say for some of you guys may feel that, okay, why this year am I feeling so emotionally affected, or my emotion is very on a roller coaster ride very easily, or maybe there are certain situations that today I'm okay, today I'm feeling great, I'm feeling motivated, but maybe the next day I feel like shit, and then I'm like, Okay, I just don't want to do anything. I'm just feeling very lazy, and yeah, and it's like I'm not progressing kind of year. So if let's say you're feeling that, I'm feeling that too for this year. And so this year you may find that you may also be finding more difficulties in terms of getting back up, or you may find yourself a bit of difficulties, okay, why things are not like before, or why am I not as efficient as before, or why am I not like before. Okay, so for those who believe, or for those who understand or study astrology, so what I know of as a surface level is that there are certain things about astrology or the stars or the planet who are shifting. So that part I'm not sure, but I mean exact details I'm not very sure, but all I know is generically is that the planet shifting does affect in a way. But if let's say you ask me, I look at the lifestyle of it ever since lockdown. So before lockdown, we are in a lifestyle of going out is not a problem, like going out meeting friends, working, and there's a lot of traveling, and these are our norm, right? So when we came into from a lifestyle A to a lifestyle B, which is a lockdown period, so everyone suddenly from this became no longer going out. There's nothing like, you cannot go out, you cannot meet friends like face to face, you cannot do anything that is related to face to face, not even traveling, not even everything. And there is so much of rules from government coming in and things like that. So what happened during that lockdown period, and lockdown period is not like 1 or 2 days, it's actually 1 year, 2 years, and different country has different regulations. So during that, okay, I put it into 2 years, okay? So let's say during that 2 years, we are being from an extrovert going out, and we have to shrink back into staying put at one place. So it's a little bit like, imagine if you are a little kid and you often go off the playground, meeting friends, go tadika, kindergarten, da 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 da. And then suddenly there's like 1 month you have to stay at home, you have to stick in one place, and you're not even moving. So that will trigger a lot of emotion coming out, because we are being confined in a very small area, or you can only focus on one thing. Or in another point of view or perspective is that you don't have any other distraction around you anymore. So during that 2 years period where we started to do everything online, and like, you know, there are a lot of people who started to like doing doing like work from home and everything. So that actually changes the entire lifestyle. So what that causes on the impact of our body. So the impact is that too much of, I'm sure you guys are not even like, I'm sure you guys are very familiar with like whoever people that tells you, right, that don't spend too much time on social media, or don't spend too much time on screen, because it will hurt your eyes, it will hurt your brain, that kind of thing. So what happened during that 2 years lifestyle is that we are so focused on screen that it kind of heightened the activity inside our brain, so including our nervous system. So that actually helped us to heighten the activity. And then the next stage is that we may started to compare with each other after lockdown. During lockdown, there may start comparison, but probably lesser, because we don't go out to meet friends, right? The only activity that we have is online, like online chatting, game, movies, drama, and things like that. So there's not much of distraction. But ever since lockdown has ended, shops started to open, restaurants started to open, even we can go abroad, overseas. So but the activity online would still maintain and growing. So as a person, or even me myself, when I started to see social media, you see different kind of people sharing their lifestyle on social media. And this activity, just now I mentioned, when it's heightened up, it didn't go down. It actually continuously to go up. And this entire comparison it actually dwells even deeper emotionally, and also our nervous system, and also our entire body system. So you may feel that kanchongness, that anxiousness, that loss, or I don't know what should I do, that kind of thing. So probably it's also because of this kind of game or this kind of stacking up. So it's not so much in terms of why is this year so bad, but it's more like everything is because it's stacking up since lockdown period. So lockdown period, so for lockdown period, it's actually 2 years. So one of the things that what happened during lockdown is that there are more social media activities, and also like probably new social media platforms, yeah, new apps and new ideas and things like that. So creativity for everyone gone up. It's also a good thing, but also for this time, what is needed to be done is that people would need to take care of their body system even more. So that is more like the stacking up, and that is like the before after kind of lifestyle. I mean, now everywhere is like open up, and then we have been going out more often, but the activity on social media has not reduced ever since lockdown. It has only been increasing, and you will find like content after content and more information after information. So you may find like there are many kinds of roller coaster in your emotion whenever you look into social media for about any other people. So probably what I would suggest, or what can be done, is that the first thing will be reducing the screen, even though that it can be very addictive, which I completely understand, but sometimes it needs to be managed if you can. So how do I train myself in terms of disciplinary is that if let's say I can, probably one day I would maybe just log off from my social media, or log off from any platform, or even just on electronics for maybe half an hour to first try. Or if let's say half an hour is too long, maybe 15 minutes, just give it a try first. So one of the things is because when everything is moving too fast, your entire body is like a train. It goes very fast, right? Let's say like the train goes 300 km per hour, and then suddenly you need to stop it. It may hit on something, or that inertia is very strong. So what I would, and because this fast pace is not something that slowing down is not something that we are very used to. So fast pace, when it comes to fast pace, it also affects our body system. It also affects our nervous system, and this also lead to one thing is that it's very hard for us to slow down. That's why if let's say you can probably stop electronics for maybe 15 minutes first and do something else. And meaning something else can be, I don't know, cooking dinner. If let's say you are doing that, the second part of it is focus in that moment. So if let's say you're cooking, focus on cooking, not doing like, okay, I'm cooking, but at the same time I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do next, or what am I gonna do later or tomorrow, or maybe I'm just thinking about work, or maybe I'm stressing about work. So being in the present moment, the meaning of it, or the core meaning of it, is that whatever things that you're doing at that moment, you focus and concentrate at that moment on whatever that you're doing. Any thoughts that comes in, be aware of it, and try not to let the thoughts to overtake you or override you. So that is one thing. So there's two things. So this part of it, right, that fundamental of it is that how do we overcome, or how do we actually help ourselves or support ourselves to manage 2024 easier, or okay, I'm not too sure if easier is the right word, but how can we overcome, or how can we go through 2024 is one of the few things is really have to be very, very aware of yourself, self-awareness. And together with your self-awareness, it comes with a lot of inner work, concentration, and relaxation. So which means as much as life gets very stressful, you will also need to learn how to rest and relax. By rest and relax, it goes back to where I mentioned just now, which is when you're focused at when you're doing one thing, you have to focus on that thing. So when you're resting and relaxing, stay focused in your rest and relaxing. So it means when you're resting, stop the thought of what am I gonna do for my work tomorrow? What is my boss gonna think of me? What am I gonna do for what time do I need to wake up tomorrow? La da da da, that kind of noise that is coming in. So these are the things that you will need to, that will help to support even better for this year, and is also one of the very crucial thing for this year. And if let's say, oh, just now when I mentioned about phones and social media, I don't know how much you guys know about this, is that there is one of the things that I heard that you may need to reduce, or you may need to stop using your phone 2 hours or 1 hour before your bed. So that is if you can. So the reason why, the logic thing behind it is that when you're looking on your phone, your eyes are connected to your brain, right? And with the nerves and everything. So after you're looking at it, even though that you want to go to sleep, but the brain activity is still there, it's still digesting all whatever things that you see. So if you can, try and wind down the time before you go to bed. Okay. One more thing, that if let's say you do have time, just spend a little bit more time in nature. So probably just a walk, and just spend a little bit more time with the trees, with the grass and all. So if let's say that's why there are spending time with nature is, I know now a lot of condos, they have like all the built up trees and things like that. So what I meant about nature is really somewhere that you can really get some fresh air, and not so much in terms of the parks where there are a lot of people, or there are a lot of that may have more comparison. So find a place that is nature, that is able to help you to calm the entire system down, because nature wise, they are able to help us to calm our nervous system, and our nervous system is actually one of the very crucial thing when it comes to recovery. And then one more thing is that by self-awareness, also look through around who are you surrounded with. So try your best to surround yourself with people who are able to support you. By supportive, it means that they are there's a balance of it. You may not want to get a friends who are always telling you on the things that you like to hear, but you may not want to listen to people who are always stabbing you in terms of whatever goals that you want or whatever dreams that you want to achieve. So find a gauge balance, or surround yourself with friends who are supportive in that way, who are able to give you a push to achieve, and who are able to when you're lazy or when you don't feel like doing anything, this person is an accountability partner that is able to support you in that sense. And what else? Oh, one of the things that I mentioned in terms of relaxation is that why do I mention relaxation? Because just now in the beginning, when I mentioned we are being trained in terms of suppressing our emotion. So when expressing emotion, we can often go into a wrong way. Or when we are relaxing, when we are resting, our stress level started to go up. We don't know how to manage it. We will start to go panic attack, that we may need to do things to get rid of it. So if let's say you guys watch Inside Out, good. If let's say you guys have not watched, please go watch Inside Out too, because it's actually very, very relevant in that sense, is that all emotions, they are meant to be inside of us. So there's no negative and there's no positive. Doesn't mean that you're angry, you are negative person. it's more like, if let's say you are feeling anger of it, what is the reason of you behind being the anger? Let's say you're feeling anxious, what is the reason behind this anxious? So you gotta find that out. And finding the reason doesn't mean find fault, but it's really about embracing it, really appreciate all this emotion that is inside of you, because the moment when you are able to hear this emotion, it could go much smoother. It's like everything being released, that kind of thing. So it's a little bit like when some part of you is being heard, or your inner voice is being heard by someone, which means that you are being understood by that someone, right? So you feel like, I'm being heard and everything doesn't matter now, and I can like release everything and then just move on with my life. So it's pretty much the same kind of concept, the way how you do for yourself. And the last question is like, with everything is going so intense, will our fur kit being affected? Yes and yes, pretty much yes, because fur kids, they are very attached to humans or owners. Secondly, also because some of the fur kids may also be affected due to moon cycle, like full moon and or new moon, however the moon cycle is, or I don't know about the solar flare thing. But if let's say some of the fur kids, they are more emotionally sensitive or mood sensitive based on the cycles, because their energetic level is a bit different than us humans, because their blockages are much lesser. So if let's say, this is probably one of the direction that you can observe for your fur kids, that if let's say they are more emotionally affected during full moon, so this is something where you can gauge and do for them, how to support them. And if let's say you yourself are being emotionally affected by throughout this entire year, if let's say like now it's like tomorrow is August, so if let's say throughout this year you are being affected, then this is something that then the fur kit may also be affected in such a way, because we are so bonded. So however that, but to be honest, I don't see it as a bad thing, so please don't put guilt within yourself. So what I like to help to support, whether it's support myself or support them, is that look at them as a mirror, that okay, if let's say this scenario happens, then what is going on within my inner self. So if let's say my fur kid is being very anxious recently and I'm not too sure what's going on, then I can look into myself, okay, is there anything that affected me or that made me feel anxious? Most of the time is very much yes. It's pretty much like a mirror for them. Like for fur kids and owner, there's no doubt for it. So yeah, pretty much those are the few things when it comes to 2024. So because like we have August, September, October, November, and December. To be honest, I'm not too sure what's going on next year. It may be more intense. It may, yeah. But at least for this upcoming 5 months, so what you can do are the things that I've mentioned, is very much in terms of your self-awareness. It's very much in terms of like, even though on the days that, okay, today I'm feeling okay, tomorrow I'm not feeling okay, so just, even though if let's say today I'm feeling fine, tomorrow I'm not okay, it's okay to be in that state. So try not to be in that state of, okay, why yesterday I'm feeling fine, but today I'm feeling like shit. And like if let's say a lot of why and a lot of like, I think I shouldn't be like that, so that is another judgment. So please don't put too much of judgment within yourself, or more like try and reduce the judgment for yourself, to yourself, because the moment where you have judgment in terms of everything that you are feeling or every emotion that you are feeling, that actually creates more blockages for you to find out, why am I feeling this? Or one of the things, why is it so intense, or why am I giving this, or why is it such a suggestion? Because the entire 2024 is actually more like about us living as a very authentic self. So that's why this podcast this life is very much in terms of be the authentic you. So living as an authentic self is very important, especially in nowadays and the upcoming years. And also one of the thing is that one of the few things to always remind yourself is don't rush yourself to find out who you are, but in your everyday life, treat it as like a game, or treat it with an attitude of curiosity. Oh, actually I like this, actually I don't like this. Oh, finding out more about myself. So you don't have to really go for answers. Sometimes there's no way to find a straightforward answer, but it's very much in terms of your everyday life. How do you find out more different new aspects about yourself? So that is more important. And yeah, so it's pretty much that part. If let's say you guys have any other things, feel free to just drop a message into my inbox. Okay, hope you enjoy the night, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week then. Bye.